Hello everyone, it's C66, your underpaid, undertrained, and undershirt mechanic. And today, we're going to be changing the oil on my wife's Mazda CX-5. And Hannah, if you're watching this, I threw away all your trash out of your car, you bum. So, let's get this started. Hello everyone, it's Z66, your underpaid, undertrained, and undershirt mechanic. And I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to change the oil on your Mazda CX-5. Alright, 2021. 2.5 liter non-turbo model. All right, it takes 4.8 quarts of 0-20. We've got a Wix 57002. The irony, this car is actually a spin-on, not a cartridge. There's your oil filter housing tool. Now, real quick, this actually is underneath the car, your little splash shield. This is what you'll see. You'll have two of these bolts. They're 8 millimeters. I got them on my electric ratchet, sorry. And then there's push pins. Now you can get the specialty push pin tool, or you could do what I do and use a pair of needle nose pliers. Kind of booger them up a little bit, but next time I'll have the right stuff, and you can just pull them out. Your drain pan is a 17 millimeter socket. Now, obviously, funnel, oil catch can, all this stuff, but this is the major things you're going to need specifically for your car. 8 millimeter and 17 millimeter and some long needle nose pliers are going to be your best friend. Alright, so we've got the ramps lined up, and we're going to start the car and get it up on the ramps. Once we get it lined up on the ramps at the very end, we're going to put in park and the emergency brake on. Now the hood latch is right here by your oil, gas latch. You pull it, you'll hear a clunk, and this will come forward. All right, the hood release latch is literally almost in line with the Mazda endum. See where my middle finger is? It's going to be right in there. Push it to the right. This is very hard to do, mostly one-handed. All right. So, just so you see, it's supposed to go over and then you lift it up, but it faulted me. Now, it doesn't have an automatic hood shocks, which I kind of am surprised with, but it is what it is. You just hood rod latch, whatever, support goes right in there. So, on this car, I've never done an oil change on it. It's always been the dealership. So, this is your dipstick, and this is your oil filter, and this is all very, very hot because she's been driving it. So that's where all that is. This oil staining, that's not me. That's the dealership. Now I pulled this little vanity cover off because I don't know why you'd leave it on whenever you're doing an oil change. It just makes your life so much easier. But that's the top of the valve cover right there, and the top of the motor, and it makes it a little easier, and we don't spill oil everywhere. So we're going to work on getting the oil filter off and then draining the oil on it in just a second. Alright, so we're underneath the car. We're going to go all the way to the back. This is what we need to remove to get to the oil drain plug and filter. These are 8 millimeters, and you can see they're nice and rusty, and these are panel pins. You can use a specialty tool, or you can use a flathead, but I'm going to take these off and then go from there. So we're over here by the passenger side. There's your oil filter, and there's your drain plug. Curious how tight this is. A little tight. Alright, so after that overly tight oil filter, I was able to get it loose with the power of big old Knipex Cobra pliers, best thing in the world. Oil filters should not be bent up like this, but it was on far too tight, so something you have to be prepared for. Ow, that's hot. But anyway, I'm gonna get this off, but just be aware that can happen to you. All right, it's off. You're gonna clean that off a little bit. I put some oil around the oil filter. And you wanna get this hand tight in like 3/4 of a turn. does not have to be hulked out. So I'm going to tighten this up real quick, then we're going to drain the oil. I'm aware of the comically large 3/8 ratchet, but I have a distinct feeling this is going to be over tightened too, because the Mazda dealership's the only one to touch it. And it is way too tight. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. I got to use both hands to break this loose. I'll be right back with you. Alright, I broke this loose. I'm just threading this off by hand. Oh shit, well, anyway, that's not necessarily what you want to happen. It just fly off at you like that, but that was a lot shorter than I was expecting it to be. But anyway, that's how you get it loose. I'm gonna let you go while this is draining. Alright, I got everything put back together. I'm not gonna button it all up yet, because I need to put the oil in, and I don't like to put everything away until I test it and make sure there's no major leaks. I know some people do it separately, but that's how I prefer to do it. So I'm going to pull all my junk out from under here, then we're going to get to pouring the oil. Alright, so we are going to get ready to pour our oil in. This is the very last thing I like to do. Now, this funnel's not the best funnel in the world. My shop's a little messy. It's what I got available. So this is what we're going to go with. Remember, 020, high quality, full synthetic, 4.8 quarts. Now, I am not going to film myself pouring the oil because, one, I'm a one-man operation and I forgot my stand, but two, I feel like if you're this far into it, you should be able to do your oil. If not, God help us all. But I'm going to pour the oil and go from there. All right. So we're in her car. We're going to power and get it started. We're going to make sure we don't get any oil lights or anything. Excellent. Now, in just a second, I'm going to get it off the ramps. I'm going to let it run a second, make sure there's no oil pouring out. Then I'm going to button everything back up. And we're going to check the front, make sure it's not leaking. And then the last thing we're going to do is reset the service light. So we're looking good on the top. We're going to get down below. We don't see anything leaking. Excellent. All right. So we're going to button this back up. Now mine's real easy to see where the push pins go and everything because I have the rusty pot. But it kind of hooks in right there. So I'm going to run down a bolt real quick. All right. I've got one bolt in there just to kind of hold it up so I can kind of show you how this goes. So this is the push pin holes. And these little 8mm, we're just going to tighten them down. The next thing, we've got these two push pins to get. Okay, now to get these back in by hand, you're going to want to pull this back out. And these little clips, you're going to want to push them in and kind of smoosh them into the hole. It's really hard to do one-handed. I'm going to try. Be thankful for the lengths I went to get you this. So you kind of got it in like this of the hole. See where we kind of got to push it, and you push it in, then push the top, make sure these are good, and that's it. That's all you got to do. All right. We're going to pull our dipstick out after it ran for a little bit, wipe the oil off, and then check the level. Give me 1 second. All right, there's our oil level after everything. We are perfect and good to go. All right, let's get the final thing done and reset the service light. Go to information, vehicle status monitor, vehicle maintenance. Then you're going to reset service interval. And then it's manually set to pop up every 5,000 miles. And boom, there we go. Service is reset. Been Z66. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.